Sir Jeremy, you are a true friend of the crown. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Madam Susan, you are an even truer friend of the crown. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
What is that?
This brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. So I had this super clear mandate. It's like we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand.
Please follow Sir Brad. He's going to give you a private tour of the Pit of Misery.
Pit of misery. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Here's to the friends you can always count on. Bud Light, brewed to be America's favorite light lager.
Well, you're going to want to go ahead and just leave a like right now because dilly dilly, the house is being completely cleaned. We have more people terminated from the marketing department. Looks like everybody who had any decision in the hiring of this individual. But also, interestingly enough, that there's a rumor going around that that's not even the end of it. That there's more people coming, that there's more people that will be terminated. And see, what's really important here is that people understand it works. That's the thing. It works. And the mainstream media and the corporate press don't want you to know. They don't want conservatives and centrists and apolitical people knowing they have power. The only people the media ever reports on their boycotts working is left-wingers, isn't it? Well, let me ask you this. If sales weren't doing terribly, do you think they would have fired the VP and now the head, the chief marketing officer? Do you think two people who make $1 million a year in salary would be fired if there were no effect on sales? But look at where are the articles, right? A bunch of people that support this stuff are investing in the stock to pump it up so that they can say, well, the stock hasn't gone down. Well, look around in cities and grocery stores in small town America at the Bud Light on the shelves. This is what happens when your companies feel like they want to be a political agent. And before we get into that, just huge shout out to everyone who's been supporting my company, Coffee Brand Coffee. We're right here in the United States. We roast fresh on demand. We have maybe 20 different coffees, 15 organic teas, three real cacao cocos. If you like anything from our light roast, our Ethiopian, our Colombian is our 003, our dark roast, our strawberries and cream and blueberry cobbler flying off the shelf, our new cold brew sampler bags and cold brews are flying off the shelves too. If you like cold brew coffee, you get a little bag, pop it right in your pitcher. 8 to 12 hours later, you have delicious cold brew. We have all sorts of, double caffeinated, decaf even. We're a company here in the United States. It goes directly to support this channel. I would absolutely love if you gave us a try. The core tenet of this company is that we are apolitical. That's why I literally called it Coffee Brand Coffee. I'm never going to talk about politics on it. We don't care what our employees or our customers, politics are or employees. We just want to earn your business with roasted fresh on demand coffee, organic teas, or cocos. Promo code TheQuartering to save. And if you don't like it, if you give it a try and you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. I think if you read the reviews, you'll be pretty impressed. And I really appreciate everyone that's supporting. You guys you all have been really, really awesome. Second Bud Light marketing executive placed on leave after Dylan backlash. A second Bud Light senior marketing exec has been placed on leave following backlash and calls for boycott over the brand's recent partnerships with popular influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Now, a lot of people ask, why do people, there's lots of people that, present this way or live this lifestyle or whatever the case is, right? And that is true. But for some reason, Dylan just doesn't. A lot of people believe Dylan is just in it for the grift, that Dylan isn't even actually interested in transitioning. Because if you look at the very long history of Dylan Mulvaney, he's been trying to get famous his entire life. His entire life. He's been on game shows, podcasts, whatever, just trying to find out what works. A lot of people also question the fact that he has not had bottom surgery to fully commit to it. There's a lot of reasons people don't get it, and I understand that, and I'm sympathetic to that. I think there are many other reasons, but one of the primary reasons is very expensive and painful and all this kind of stuff. Well, I mean, Dylan has all the money in the world to hire the best doctors in the planet to get the best Barbie pouch, as he calls it, imaginable. So I'm not exactly sure, what's holding. This is what people say. I'm not saying that. I don't know. Daniel Blake, who oversees marketing, the entire marketing for Anheuser-Busch mainstream brands, stepped back from his role on Sunday. It was reported Friday that another executive, the Brewers' vice president of marketing, who was behind the campaign, Alyssa Heinerschneit, was also taking a leave of absence. Quote, given the circumstances, Alyssa has decided to take a leave of absence, which we support. The spokeswoman told the Journal. Daniel has also decided to take a leave of absence. Now, is this something that is coordinated inside of Anheuser-Busch where, they're like, well, just disappear for a few months, take a vacation, till things calm down? I don't know, but a leave of absence is you're leaving your job. They replace you internally. This isn't like maternity leave. And you see people familiar with the matter told the Journal that the decision was to take leave was not voluntary. So they were fired. They just don't want to say fired. If you say, hey, you're going to take a leave of absence, that means you're fired. Have you left a like on the video yet? Have you subscribed down below? What a great story this has been, and I've been really having a blast sharing it with you. We all know where the backlash came from, of course, but if you look, the intense backlash began when Bud Light partnered with Dylan. You see Daniel Blake, Group VP Marketing, Mainstream at Anheuser-Busch. After finishing, we already know kind of how that shook out. We have two major people fired over this. And this is the thing. Keep it up. Keep it up. Because I think we're still waiting for an apology. Don't you agree? Hit the like button if you agree. I think that it's not enough yet. You know why? It's because they gave him a leave of absence. They didn't use the word fired. They didn't publicly come out and kind of acknowledge that they had goofed up, that they really actually value their customers. If they value their customers, they'll apologize. Now, I will say this. There are certain situations where, people are too rough and make an apology is one thing, but action is another. And certainly firing everybody involved in this campaign is action, right? Running out and doing, all this kind of thing. So anyway, if we look at, just some of the actual numbers out there, right? Miller Lite, Coors Light sales soar as Bud Light plummets. In the least shocking news of the day, Miller and Coors Light sales have taken off like a rocket, while Bud Light continues to get left on shelves across America. Like, this is not a coincidence. Now, the media doesn't want you to know. It doesn't want you to know that your voice matters. According to beer industry news site Brewhound, Bud Light sales numbers have been in decline for weeks. Coors Light have increased dollar sales by 10.7% and 5.5% of the total volume share, while Miller Lite has increased 17%. I mean, these are not new beer drinkers, right? These are people who actually, are making the switch. And it's going to be kind of like a longer, there's going to be a long tail to this where people had purchased Bud Light, enough Bud Light. Like, most people can't afford to just like on principle, dump out a full case of beer. They're going to drink it. I would. I mean, it's like the thing with Carhartt, right? When Carhartt forced the poke on all their employees, I had just bought like 8 new Carhartt hoodies. I can't afford to throw away, what are they, like $70 each? $500 in hoodies? No. I put a little piece of electrical tape over the logo and it's done. It's good to go. this will be interesting to monitor over the upcoming weeks. They say if its slide continues, but now it looks rough but not catastrophic, they said. Okay, well, rough but not catastrophic is still rough and is going to get worse. I didn't expect it to be quote unquote catastrophic because not enough people are like online or, you know, terminally online like a lot of us are. They're not plugged into the news. It takes time for the stuff to kind of disseminate, right? Where you, my beautiful viewers, beautiful, handsome, intelligent viewers who are checking out coffeebrandcoffee.com to make your first purchase today because I just know you're going to love it. Hey, Mother's Day's coming up too. We have gift boxes. Anyway, you know, you go out, you know, maybe you aren't going out to a ball game over the weekend or you go over and then you see someone drinking a Bud Light and you're like, hey, you know, when's your bottom surgery? Or, hey, what do you think about, you still drinking Bud Light? That's weird. And then they go home and they look it up. They see pull up a video of my beautiful face. And then they're like, oh yeah, maybe I don't want it. So this stuff takes time. And now newsweek, Bud Light brewer puts another top executive on leave amid the fallout. Like, is there anybody who actually believes, now this is why a lot of you watch my stuff, is because I don't lie to you like the mainstream media does. They keep saying, oh, this boycott's pointless and it's not really having an effect. Everything's fine. Why would they fire these people then? On what planet would they be firing all these people if everything was going good? Now you even have the White House commenting on it. And you have, you know, Carrie Lake, Donald Trump backed GOP candidate for Arizona governor, refused to drink it. Ron DeSantis talked about it. You've had half a dozen popular musicians talk about it. I mean, you're talking about 10, 15, 20 million people have seen these messages and have made the change. Now, do I really care? If you just really like Bud Light and you're like whatever, who cares? It's fine. You know, you're not like the worst person on the planet. But when you make the change and you pick a different beer that is not put together by Anheuser-Busch, you send a message and you prevent this kind of stuff from happening again and again and again and again and again and again like it does. And so we are winning. Boycott remains until I believe now all they have to do is say, look, we fired everyone involved. We're sorry. We missed the mark. We love you. Then it's fine to go back. It really is, I think. I mean, a lot of people just make apologies, right? But they don't actually do any actions, or they don't do any, they don't follow up at all, right? But hey, they're cleaning house. So now all they need is an apology, and I think some people would go back. Not everybody. A lot of people moved on to something else. Now it's their new favorite beer. If nothing else, it got a lot of people out there to try a lot of different products, which is great. Great for the industry. Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light, they don't really need our money. It's the small town breweries that do, really. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. We'll talk to you again real soon.